Hello everyone, welcome to Quick Looks with the Casual Hour. I'm Chase, along with me is Bobby. Hi Bobby, how are you doing today?
I am here because I'm a square fitting into a triangle strategy sized hole.
Yes, yes. I was going to make like an isolated isosceles style joke, but yes, let's go with that.
There's nothing funny about the name of this game.
No, certainly not. It was Project Triangle Strategy, and then they're like, no, that'd be ridiculous. Let's just call it Triangle Strategy instead.
Yeah, that sounds like a much better idea.
Bobby, we're playing Triangle Strategy. This is the new HD 2D JRPG strategy game from your friends and mine at Square Enix, also partially developed by Art Dink. And this is the new Switch game. This came out on March 4th of 2022. And it's okay. It's interesting. I'm interested to show you some stuff of this. So I'm playing on very easy because I do not like the style of combat that this does. I mean, I love Fire Emblem games. I love turn-based strategy games, but this one has some things that I don't love, and we'll show that off. But I just kind of want to play through and have a good time, so I'm playing on very easy.
And it's a Switch game, so you're obligated to take time out of your life to show off anything Nintendo puts out.
Yeah,
so we have to do this. We're gun against our head. We have to tell you about this game.
Yeah, I mean, and I know you hate the Switch. You have no fun. You had zero fun with that Kirby demo that just came out. So
I hate the Switch.
You hate the Switch. You hate Kirby. You hate everything. Really,
hate everything. Chase, before we do that, if you like Quick Looks, if you hate the Switch too, and if you want to know more about our friendship here at the Casual Hour, like and subscribe. We post videos on demand from our Twitch streams, and we do Quick Looks like the one you're watching 2 days a week. So tune in.
If you like very contentious friendships, this is the podcast network for you. Yes. All right, this story, Bobby, is complicated and getting more complicated by the minute. The quickest overview before we get into what they're telling us right now is that there are 3 basic nations on this continent, and these nations have had some bad blood. There was a war that was called the Salt Iron War that went on, but that has passed. We feel like we're all doing fine. We made a big treaty. There's going to be a big mining operation that all 3 nations are contributing to. Everything's fine. And now everything is very much not fine, as one of these nations, the nation of Estfrost, has now attacked the nation of Glenbrook without warning, and we don't really know why. It has something to do with this mining project that's happening. So our group is coming to Glenbrook. We're kind of like a fourth. We're not a fourth nation exactly, but your character is like the Hand of the King in Game of Thrones talk. Hand of the King for Glenbrook. So we're like, oh shit, Glenbrook's on fire? Maybe we should go and do something about that.
Got it. Okay. So we have to go and see to the fire of these warring nations. Sounds too familiar.
Yes. So we're playing as Serenoa here. We also have the Prince of Glenbrook on our team right now. And so he's very interested in getting back there and seeing what his dad, King Regna, is up to and why shit is going down. So he's going to take us through this secret passage. And we're just approaching Chapter 5 here. The demo for this game, it's a free demo. You can go download on the Switch right now and play. That goes up through Chapter 3. So I'm a little further than that. And I think the story stuff is okay in this. There's definitely a lot of it. There's a lot of these cutscenes. I like the way this looks. I've always liked this HD 2D style, and I think it looks real nice with these with this isometric angle.
I have liked the 2.5D that they've done since Octopath, and it seems to be that this is becoming more of a template for them.
Yeah.
Like this is going to be what they go for on these remakes that they're doing, and I do like the look rather a lot. Like I think it's really well done, and they've done some really cool things with layering that doesn't feel strange, and I think that the particle stuff that they bring to the foreground, it just adds a nice depth to something that would be kind of flat otherwise, and even the camera angles they use on these games looks really sharp.
Yeah,
that tilt shift is nice.
And they definitely are continuing to use this. We saw a Nintendo Direct that showed off the Live Alive remake that is definitely using this HD 2D style. We know there is a Dragon Quest III remake that is coming with this style. So we're getting more of these kinds of games, for sure. Anyway, so this is our dad. This is Lord Simone.
How's the voice acting?
I don't like it.
Yeah. Do you think that was just kind of an afterthought? Do you think this is just the nature of COVID? Do you have any thoughts on maybe what's going on there? Because Square's usually decent with voice acting.
Yeah, I mean, it's not an afterthought because I feel like a game like this would just not have voice acting if it was going to be an afterthought. The Japanese tracks are great. They're perfectly fine. The problem with that, though, is I can't just let it wash over me. I have to actually start paying attention if I'm listening to Japanese voices. So I'd rather just put on the English, even though I don't like a lot of the voice actors. There are a few good ones, but some of them are just so flat and boring. I'm not the biggest fan. Anyway, so our dad here, Lord Simone, he recently passed the lordship over to us because he's having some health issues. As you can see, he was about to come and help the king, and then he's like, oh, well, my heart's not very good, so maybe not. It's a bad scene for that. Okay, so that was a little cutscene just to kind of get us into Chapter 5, and now we have a bunch of options available to us. This is the first time you get a couple of these options. So you can go on the map. Here's the map so far. You can see this is Glenbrook. Up here is Esfrost, and down here is the holy state of Hyzant.
Okay.
Those are the three nations, and then we're kind of here in the middle. I think this is our area here, which is just kind of where our dude hails from. So, when you get to this map, there are a few things you can do. The red ones, that is the main storyline missions. Missions or cutscenes. This one's just going to be a cutscene. If it was an actual fight, you'd see a level, a recommended level next to it. These green ones are side stories. You can just go and these are, so far, have all been cutscenes, but it just gives you another perspective of what other characters are talking about while this stuff's going on. You also have an encampment, and you can go to this basically at any time, and this is just where you go. This is our character. This is Serenoa that we're walking around with. We can go to this merchant and buy some materials, sell some stuff. So things you can purchase there. There's also this blacksmith guy, and you can upgrade your characters. Right now I've just got 9. And you can upgrade things like their power, their HP, defense, that kind of stuff. And then once we get better materials, we can actually up their weapon ranks and make them stronger. We'll show off more of the team later. There's also this woman, the barkeep, who lets us play these kind of these mock battles, they call them, but these are just repeatable little missions, and you can keep playing them to get these materials, stone or iron or fiber. And those are the materials that you'd use at the smithy to upgrade your weapons. So you can keep doing those if you want, but you'll get plenty of them during the game, and buying stuff at the shop if you don't want to keep grinding. But you can keep grinding if you just want to upgrade your characters and do more of that stuff. Let's get out of the encampment for now, and I want to show you this new thing that just showed up, which are these character stories that you see there on the bottom right. We've got 2 options here. We can pick both of them, but I'm going to pick this one because I watched this one the last time I played this. This is the young Smithy that we just met in the encampment. He is, maybe going to do a little bit more than Smith stuff for us after this.
Oh.
Thank you enough for accompanying me to gather supplies,
all right.
Noah, but I hope I've not usurped too much of your time.
Not at all, lad. Not at all. I was heading back to my encampment anyway.
Yeah, I really don't like Serenoa's voice actor. I think he's pretty weak.
Do you find that there's like any... The voice acting might be odd, but like, how do you find the writing to be? Like, is the writing at least make up for the bad acting, or is it just kind of bad across the board?
I don't mind the writing. It's a little ye olde English, and I think that's a little grating occasionally. But I don't think the writing's bad. It's just that there's a lot of it. There's so much writing. There's so much story. There's so much retelling you the same stuff they just told you that gets a little annoying. I also really don't like... So, classic JRPG thing is where you just get somebody with the ellipses, just saying the ellipses. In this game, there's a little sound effect for each dot as it goes up there to make the ellipses, and it just takes forever. And it happens all the time where somebody just doesn't have anything to say, and it's always beat, 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 and then it goes. Whereas a different JRPG would just go, just the full ellipses, and then you move on. And it's a small thing, it's just it happens so often that you're like, God, can we please move this forward? Anyway, this dude's friend, this Glenbrook guard, died. He made the sword for him, and the sword is broken, so he feels like he failed his friend. And Sereno's like, no, that's not how war works, buddy. You're fine. And then this guy's like, you know what? What if I just joined the army because I feel like I need to fight now.
Lord, ever since that day, I haven't stopped thinking about how I might.
Have you found that this is heavier dialogue and interactions than it is action and playing?
Oh yeah, big time.
Okay.
I feel like I've done 3 or 4 fights this whole time, and I'm on chapter 5. It is way more talking and just sitting and watching cutscenes than it is playing the game.
Woof.
But I mean, that's where the mock battles I feel like come in. You can just jump into those. Those don't have any story associated with them, so you can just get in there, do some fights, and get out. Problem is, they're the same maps every time, or each one is a different map, but it doesn't change at all.
Yeah.
Then you are most welcome among my ranks. A novice you may be, but you have the makings of a master.
We're not going to get the other character story right now. That guy's also pretty cool, but this guy I wanted to get because I think his special deal is pretty neat. Everybody's got kind of a unique thing about them so far. They're going to show what this guy does. So Jens, I believe is how he pronounces his name, he has the ability to just build ladders, and that can let my characters get up to higher ground really easily, and I like that. He also has these trap turrets. I haven't really seen... It's not like a shooting turret, like he's putting up a gun that just shoots at people, at least not yet. But he's got this spring trap, and if an enemy steps on it, they just get flung 5 spaces in whatever direction I choose. And I've had some pretty good ones where like somebody just walks on the space and I fling him into a fucking wall. It's pretty good. Oh man.
My God.
Yeah, this game's all right. Let's get in here and see this, because once we get through this, I'll probably button through this relatively quickly so we can start this battle, and then we're not going to finish this battle because it's a very long battle. But I just want to show off some of the combat stuff too.
Nice.
Yeah. So this is where Prince Roland is King Rigna's son. He has snuck us in through these back channels to get us into the Glenbrook Castle, and now our group is here fucking up these couple of frosty soldiers as we figure out how to get to the throne room and see what the hell's going on and why these guys are attacking us.
So now we're actually just navigating. We're not really in.
We're still in a cutscene, but we're about to get to the point where we can do some battling. So this is kind of our group right now. These are at least the main characters. One thing that we're not going to show here, because I just don't have a save that's around that, is what the actual triangle strategy name is referring to. As the Lord of House Wolfort, that's Serenoa Wolfort is our name, we have this weird triple scale that is passed down to each of our lords. And we don't really make decisions for ourselves. We have a group of advisors that will all cast their votes for whatever we should do, and its majority wins. So far, I've only had some choices where it was an either or, so we didn't use the third part of the scale. But I think eventually you're going to get to some decisions where you have 3 different choices, and your friends here, your advisors, will all kind of chip in with what they think. But you do get a session where you can walk around and talk to everybody and potentially sway them to do what you think is best. And those sessions are similar to what I'm about to do right now, which is this kind of exploration phase where I can just walk around in real time and nothing's happening. There's nobody to attack or anything, but I can talk to these people and I can learn a little bit more about the world. I also have free camera movement at this point, which is pretty cool. Look at how nice this looks. I like this lighting. I like a lot of this stuff. So let's talk to Roland real quick. These are not voiced segments, but anybody with a exclamation point over their head is a place where we are going to be able to kind of Walking Dead style make a decision, and it will be remembered.
Okay,
I'll show you that here. So he's talking about the enemies gotten deep within the castle. We got to get to his father, and now we get a couple choices on what to say. So I can tell you, I chose the middle version here. On my normal playthrough, so I'll probably play something different. But these will have potentially different. They're very good at hiding exactly what these things do, so you don't feel like it's not like Mass Effect 2 where it's like, oh, I gained renegade points. It is definitely more, hey, you might be kind of going down a path, and I think they're doing a good job of saying you don't really know what path you're going down by picking these different options.
Yeah.
So all that stuff is hidden. Why don't we go with this one? Like, hey, they're going after your royal family. They'd probably be going after you. What are we doing here? Let's be a little careful and see what he has to say about that. I don't think he's going to like that. Yeah, so he's not really swayed by anything. Well, I mean, we're not trying to sway him for anything. We're just kind of doing that. But then you saw up in the top right, the scales, and it said, "Oh, your convictions have strengthened," and that's just telling you, hey, some kind of hidden stat in the background moved a little bit. So I can go around. I could talk to these other people. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to keep going. I can also pick up some items. You see that little glint in the fountain there. I can pick that up. There's another one back here. Ooh, 600 monies. And I think there's another one all the way over here. Or maybe it's on the other side. It's on the other side. I'll watch this soldier die, though. That's a thing you could also do.
What?
He's one of the Glenbrook soldiers who, you see he's got a lot of blood underneath him. He's been fucked up by the Isfrosti, but you're like, hey, no, we're going to defend the kingdom. And he's like, yeah, I'm probably not.
Oh. And
you're like, well, okay. guess you're not helping. But you saw there in the top right, I did learn about the Glenbrook's 3 high kingdoms. So maybe that information will come in handy later when I have to talk to somebody. There's the thing in the bush that I was looking for. 2 firestones. So at any time you can just hit the plus button and say, I'm done with the exploration. I don't need to do anything. Even though there was definitely more people to talk to and more things to find in this section.
Sure.
But we're going to keep moving. All right, we're going to do some battling now. Recommended level is 7. I don't think I have anybody who's level 7, but it's not... Again, I'm playing on very easy, so your mileage may vary when it comes to difficulty. But I've been having a pretty decent time with what's going on here.
We've been seen. It's Prince Roland.
So this is the actual battle.
Yeah, we're getting into the battle. It's the same area that we just did the exploration part with. But we're just trying to get Roland to the throne room. We could kill everybody, but we could also just get Roland to the designated area for this mission, and that would end the mission as well.
That's rich. Coming from a bunch of traitor bastards. Glenbrook broke the treaty first. We've every right to seek retribution.
What? We didn't know such thing. That's right.
But basically, what kind of happened here is we witnessed S-Frost killed one of their own guys who was kind of doing some political intrigue. He was trying to kind of position himself in a higher position in S-Frost, and the head guy's like, no, you don't get to do that. So he killed him, but now he blamed it on Glenbrook, and that's why he's kind of justified this war that he's getting into.
So let me ask you a question. You don't care for the voice acting. You think the writing's a bit off, and you said that the combat's not great. They have it on very easy. Why exactly are you playing this game?
Because there's not a new Fire Emblem announced.
There is a new Fire Emblem announced.
No, there's not. It's not. That's not Fire Emblem. That's a different thing. This
isn't Fire Emblem.
It's not. I mean, it's a turn-based strategy game. It's an RPG where you're building up your army. It has a lot of Fire Emblem style elements to it. I like these kinds of games, and I really like the way this looks. And it's not that I don't like the writing; it's just that there's so much of it. I'm having a decent time with it. Would I probably rather be going back to play Super Robot Wars? Yeah, probably. But this is the new thing. People are talking about it, and I think it's interesting enough that I kind of don't mind running through it.
Sure.
All right. Fair. Let's play some units. Let's look at some guys. So right now we kind of get these spaces here to play with. We only get 9 guys. They're putting a bunch of my guys over on that side. This is my team here. So Serenoa, he's basic sword dude. He's got a lot of movement. He can also use what's called a delaying strike. The way the fighting works, we'll get into. It's on a timeline. So it's not like Fire Emblem where I move all my units and then they move all their units and then I move all my units again. This is based on a character's speed. So it's different characters fighting at different times.
Got it.
We'll just kind of get into it. I'm generally fine with this squad. I'm gonna change some placements though. I'm gonna bring. Oh wait, we don't have Huette on this team. Never mind. We do need to make some switches. Oh wait, no, we do have Huette. Where is she? Girl on the bird. There she is. She's probably my favorite character right now. She rides on a big hawk, and she's an archer, and she just can fuck some stuff up. And she also has just really great movement because she can fly. She just gets past a bunch of stuff. All right, let's stick with that. Let's get in here and just play. So that's the section where we need to get rolling to. And this is kind of interesting. You'll see this in Fire Emblem games, but you also see it in lots of turn-based strategy games where there will be these ambush spawns. This game at least tells you, hey, this is where people are going to ambush you from. You just don't know when they're going to ambush you. Which is, nice. Because a game like Fire Emblem just doesn't tell you. So it'll just be like, oh yeah, by the way, get fucked. And here's some new people for you to fight. Alright, let's get into it. I also really like that everybody feels extremely different. All of your characters have a very unique thing to them. Even people who use similar style weapons. So Huette, who I said is an archer, is very different than our boy Rudolph, who we're about to use first. He's not my fastest guy. I gave him an item that guarantees he always goes first.
Why would S-Frost do this?
Also, that's my arranged marriage. She's not my wife yet, but we're about to be married. Her name's Frederica, and she is the sister of the Archduke of S-Frost, which means she's like, hey, hang on, why are my own people doing all this bad shit? So there's a lot of political intrigue stuff going on.
Nice.
I'm trusting you to get us out of here, Serenoa.
All right, time to go. So this is our boy Rudolph. He is also an archer, but he functions extremely differently than Huette. He is on foot, which is one big thing. He's not able to go as far or fly over different obstacles like Huette can. He's got a longbow, though, where she has a short bow, so he can attack from longer distances. He also has this ability to throw down traps, and I'm going to do that. I'm just going to put a steel bear trap down, and if an enemy walks over that space, they'll get caught, they'll take damage, and they won't be able to complete the rest of their action. Okay. It's very good. I really like a lot of his stuff. Here's something I don't like, though, is this is one of my least favorite things in strategy games, is having to choose the direction that you're standing and having enemies be able to attack you from behind and do critical hits or do extra damage. I just find it really easy for the enemy AI to just walk right behind you and to hit you in the crit spot. And I feel like it makes you play more passively. It makes me play really, really defensively, where I don't just run up there and start attacking stuff. And it makes the game feel a lot longer than I think it really needs to be. And that's kind of a bummer to me.
Sure.
Anna is probably the best character in this whole game so far. She has a unique ability to act twice. So she can... I'm going to be able to attack this barricade. And then, you know what? Fuck it. I'll just attack this barricade again. She also has this pretty broken ability that I just got called Take Cover, where she can just become invisible for 2 turns. And as long as she doesn't attack anybody, she gets to stay invisible. So that is a pretty useful maneuver as well.
For sure. 2 attacks and invisible. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, she's quite good. Let's see. That guy's got a bow. They're all going to come after Roland because he's the prince who they want to kill. They want to stop. But we don't mind getting him up there a little bit. He's got some nice moves. He can attack from further ranges because he's got a really long spear. He's on a horse, so he can also move a lot further.
Never have gotten this far. What happened to the King's Guard?
He's my only cavalier kind of guy so far. Here's Huette. So again, she's on a bird, so she can just get on top of this structure here, no problem. Whereas other people would have to have a high enough jump stat to get up here, or that new guy Jens that I got, he'd have to be able to build a ladder for people to get up here. But she can just say, "Fuck it, I'll fly up here." And also, this game has bonuses when you are above an enemy. So she's going to get a bonus to her damage by being above, by being so many spaces above this guy. You can see she's so much higher. We can't kill him with this short bow attack, so I'm going to use this blinding arrow, which will make it harder for him to hit us back. And then I can probably kill him next turn.
Nice.
You also got... Yeah, you also saw there, I attacked from the high ground, and I got what's called a kudos there. I got some kudos, like Project Gotham Racing. You can use those kudos that you earn in battle to buy special stuff in the encampment. Things, upgrade materials, or just lots of good stuff. Lots of good stuff that you can get through that system. Let's get Sarah Noah here and keep breaking down these barricades so I can get through and start doing some damage.
I shall try my level best.
Benedict, he's kind of our main advisor guy. He has these buffs. I can either up an ally's strength or up their defense, or even up their movement and jump. So I could have him give that to one of these characters, and then they probably could get up on top of that structure there. But I think for now, I'll probably just put the bulwark, because I know everybody's going for Roland. Let's make Roland a little tankier.
That's a smart move.
Yeah.
I shall do what I can.
Gila is our healer. We only have one so far. She will, at least in this mission when I first played it, she leveled up to the point where I got a new skill, which is called Haste, which just lets me get a character's turn faster if I give them Haste. I can also cure wounds on somebody even if they're not hurt, and that'll just give her a little extra experience, so I'm going to do that. You can also see in the bottom left there, you see those yellow pips and you see those yellow pips on everybody there on that bottom line.
Yeah.
Those are I think they're called TP, tactic points, I think. Okay, he missed. That's good. Blinding arrow worked out. Those tactic points allow us to do the special moves that we have. So that blinding arrow was something that required a tactic point. Curing the wounds took up a tactic point. And you only have so many of those, and you only get one back per turn. So he's got provoke here. Our guy Eridor, he has to spend 2 of those tactic points to get provoke, but he's only gaining 1 back each turn, so I can't just spam this every single turn. Except that other guy that I could have gotten, that character guide, that guy's special ability is to give tactic points to other people. So he could just keep feeding tactic points to this guy, and then I could spam provoke every single time. This guy's super tanky though. He's got a big shield and a sword as well, but or maybe he's just got the shield. He might just have the shield. Anyway, his special ability that I haven't gotten yet, but I know he can do it. He's the only guy who can just freely counterattack. Whereas, in Fire Emblem, that's just the way the game works. In this game, you have to either have certain things that allow you to counterattack, or you have to put a spell. Like she's got this flame shield that she can put on people, and that will let them counterattack for a couple turns, and also up their defense. I can't run up far enough. My Scorch doesn't have enough range to hit that guy. I could use Scorch, I guess, on this structure. Is that what they're saying? Oh no, I could do it. It's a range. That's right. Okay, so I'll just I'll murder this man. That man's dead.
Done.
Yeah, and I leveled up. That guy, once they finish their turns, and it's back to one of me. Here we go. You see that bag that's on top of that structure now that's kind of particle-y?
Yeah.
So this is another mechanic I don't love in this game. Those are spoils of war, and they'll drop from enemies semi-randomly. And that part's fine. It's just that you have to go over and stand on that tile to pick up that spoil. So again, it's just something that slows the game down. I have to spend an extra turn to get somebody to that space. Enemies could also go over to that space and steal the spoil for themselves. So it's just long. It's just something that makes the game longer than I feel like it needs to be. Like, just give me the stuff. I killed the guy, just give me the stuff.
Sure.
Let's hit this guy with a bow attack. And we leveled him up. And I'm going to have him point this way. So now his back is against that bench, so I don't think anybody's attacking him from behind. Enemies will actually get an accuracy boost. You'll also get an accuracy boost if you attack somebody from the side. But you get the bonus damage if you attack them from behind.
Got it.
I will end this.
Which is kind of a neat system. I still just am not... I don't like... I'd rather just put my characters where they belong and have it be like that. Ooh, she's still just chopping away. It'll be nice when I finally get her up there, though.
Yeah, she's just going at it.
So I can attack him from the side, and that ups the accuracy there. So I'll hit him for a decent amount. He's leveled up.
Fire at will. A reward to whoever fells Prince Roland.
We'll probably do another turn or two. Here's some of these ambush spawns that are starting to show up.
There's more of them. Break through. Clear the path for Prince Roland. Brother, sister, I'm on my way. Be safe. Please.
Okay, let's get through.
This battle is ours.
Okay, so I could run over here with Huette and pick up this spoil, and then hit that guy with this bow shot, and there you go. Also, as an archer, she gets better range when she's on higher ground. The higher ground you're on, the more range she gets. Which is, yeah, it makes sense, but it's not something you see from these kinds of games very often. And I think that's a really nice touch.
Where shall we strike?
Let's just get our guys up here. I don't think anybody's gonna hit that bear trap that we set. Oh, we got close. Why don't we up Rudolph's attack? Because I think he's gonna be our first guy who is close enough to attack somebody up here.
Okay.
And then who took damage? I forgot. Oh, it was Rudolph. Okay, we'll just heal up Rudolph then.
Apologies.
That guy's still blind.
I fight for peace.
We do have another Scorch that we could use. I just don't think we can get to anybody at this point. So what I can do is get up here and use my Flame Shield on Serenoa. So now if somebody attacks him, he can counterattack back.
I'll take you on.
And then we'll put him here. I'm not in range to provoke. I could get in range to provoke, but what I want to do is I want somebody to stand on that space, so I'm just going to put him here. I'm also going to give him sprint, so next turn he'll be able to move further.
Sure.
And also I can stand on these bear trap spaces and not get hurt by them, because it's my trap.
Let's go then.
All right, we'll make this the last set of turns. This is I guess the third turn, because Rudolph is our first attacker here. I'm gonna set up another steel trap just to hopefully get somebody to stand in one. I probably should have just done the damage. I have the extra damage buff on him right now, but I want to show off the steel trap because I think it's cool. Alright, we're through that. We can start moving her up. And I'm going to have her take cover.
You won't catch me.
Which is probably also unnecessary at this point. Nobody can reach her. But
right.
I also want to show off how she just goes invisible. And if these guys keep running down like they are, maybe I can get them to run in. Okay, again, to kind of bait this guy, I'm going to stand right in front of that trap. But because I have the extra range, I might hit him like that. And then I'm actually going to look this way, which seems weird, putting my back to the enemy, but that guy's not going to be able to attack if he lands on that space because of the bear trap.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So it's weirdly the correct thing to do here.
For the honor of House Wolford.
And let's get you up here and start... Well, actually, no, I'll show off another mechanic that this game has, which is if you attack people when they're surrounded, I'm going to get an attack in with Serenoa, and then Roland is also going to get an attack in because he's on the other side. And that's a way to really pile up the damage, and I think you also get a kudos for that. So, oh, that missed, but that one didn't. Get fucked.
Nice.
Here I come.
And then Huette can also do this too. Even as a ranged unit, she can hit this guy, and then Roland will get an attack as well.
Leave it to me.
So I got 3 kudos from that. I attacked from a safe zone, I attacked from high ground, and I got that follow-up attack. So you can, if you play strategically, you can really get those kudos. Come on, man! What are you doing? You're supposed to be going... Ah, what a dick. He's supposed to walk into the bear trap.
Those bear traps are great, man.
They're better when you put them in bottleneck situations.
Uh-huh.
I've had them work very often, and I do love them quite a bit. But yes, they are certainly not working very well here. We'll get this guy to use his cane sword. Finish off that guy.
I shall do what I can.
And then we'll heal up Serenoa since he took some damage.
Allow me.
You can only have 3 bear traps out at once.
Knowledge
Which...
is strength.
Okay, we got our haste, so now we can use haste next time if we need to. I can't get past enough people to get our Scorch going on, but I can put a Flame Shield on. Let's do Eridor, since he's going to be able to run further and get out there and tank some more hits.
You won't beat me.
So now I can run him out here. I'll have him do sprint again. I'm still hoping somebody's going to run into that bear trap, but I don't think he's going to.
Look at me learning.
Okay, one chance. This is it. He's going to run into the bear trap. I know it, Bobby. Here it goes. Yes! We did it!
Wow. Color me surprised. I did not think that those things did anything.
We did it. Yeah, so it did some damage. He didn't get to move at all. And you know what? We'll just murder him. This is also a follow-up attack for whatever reason. Like it's not quite there, but I guess it still works on the diagonal as well. So I like a lot of what this game is doing, Bobby. I think it's got some interesting tactics for sure. I like all the different moves. I like the way this looks. But yes, I do have some pretty large problems with the way some of these mechanics go, with the voice acting for sure, and with just the length of some of these story segments as well, and some of the pace of play. I think you could make this game a lot faster and not lose much of anything. I'm also just going to throw poison on this guy just to be a dick. There, take some poison.
Poor guy.
All right, Bobby. I think that's everything I have to say
Cool.
about Triangle Strategy. I'm having a good enough time with this that I'll keep playing it. Again, I'm playing it on very easy, so it's not like I'm hurting to do anything crazy. It's not. I don't want to play this game on hard. I don't think I'd have a very good time with it at all. But playing it on this difficulty is perfectly fine. And I'll just grab this little treasure here, and then I guess we'll call it a day. Bobby, thanks so much for sticking with me here on this quick look. I know this is a pretty long quick look in the grand scheme of things, but I think this game has just a ton of stuff to show off, and I'm glad we got to show off quite a bit of it here on this quick look. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna totally murder this guy with my bow, and then we'll call it.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Thanks for hanging out, Bobby. Thank you all for watching, and we'll be back with more quick looks from the Casual Hour here real soon.
Awesome.